Hello, salon owners again. This video is all about mastering your salon's profits. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's say that you have now created a vision for your salon business, and potentially you've been looking at also what you need to be achieving financially, and you've maybe set some goals. Well, here it's about making sure that you've got a process in place so that you achieve these goals. And in this video, this is what I'm going to be sharing with you. A process or strategy that you can implement to make sure that you stay on track. Now, the problem that I often see is that many salon owners are great at creating goals. We're creative, right? But they then get frustrated when they don't really achieve them. And why is this? Because it's usually down to not having consistency. And this is because they haven't got a strategy in place to keep them accountable. This can often then lead them to thinking that the goal either isn't achievable or that they're just not very good at the financials in their business, potentially not very good at a salon owner, when actually all they really needed was to implement a strategy. So what we teach our salon owners with the successful profit process is a 4-step system that once they've implemented this is going to get them on the path to achieving the profit that they desire. So what is the first P? Well, the first P is about principle. And what do I mean by principle? Well, here I'm talking about what you need to do right at the beginning before you can even create any goals, before you even know how you should be setting your targets, and understanding the profit that you desire, not the profit that you need, but the profit that you desire as a salon owner. See, often I hear salon owners and business owners saying that they get to the end of the month and they've got this wages bill, and potentially that huge VAT bill comes in at the same time, and they just haven't got enough money to pay for it. Or they just about have enough money to pay for it, but the one person that doesn't get paid is themselves, the salon owner. And this can then lead them to feeling demotivated to run their business, or potentially really panicking at the end of the month, having to sort of scramble around and find ways of getting money, or putting pressure on their team because they feel like their team are underperforming and not bringing in the money. So here it's about understanding exactly what you need to know at the start of your financial journey. The next P is about pride. And what am I talking about here? Well, here I'm talking about recognizing the value in yourself, in your journey in growing your business, and taking responsibility for where you are at right now. Feeling proud about what you have achieved, even if you're not achieving the success that you want to right now. The fact that you have taken that step to be the salon owner, maybe created a team, and potentially you're still there. I mean, let's face it, most businesses don't survive for 5 years. So if you've gone beyond that 5-year mark, or even really 2-year mark, then congratulations, be proud about this. But often salon owners here aren't prepared to share their financial information with other people because they feel like it's a sign of failure. So what they do instead is close themselves off from other people, which means that they're not going to get help in making those improvements to achieve their profit. So what they need to do instead is be able to accept where they're at and be open to advice from people that have achieved more in their business. So here we teach our salon owners how to feel proud about that and how to accept where they're at and share what they've got so far so that they can move forward in their business. The next step is about process. And what am I talking about here? Well, here I'm talking about what is the strategy that you have in place to ensure that your salon is going to reach its financial goals. See, often I hear so many salon owners finally putting their prices up or looking at ways to cut costs, yet they only do this often once a year or maybe twice a year. But they're still not achieving their goals, or they're still not achieving the profit that they desire, which then means they often feel stuck because they feel like they can't put their prices up anymore, or they feel confused as to why they haven't achieved this. Instead, what they need to do, and what we teach our salon owners, is to make sure that they have got a clear strategy in place that helps them track their financial situation at any given point in their business. So that if they are not achieving, they can see this really quickly and they can make decisions to get themselves back on track to make sure that they're achieving their goals. And making sure that they're doing this regularly literally doesn't take very long at all, but it means that they're not going completely off path, so that they're not missing out on opportunities of the money coming into their business. And then what is the final P? Well, the final P is about plan. And here I'm talking about once you have implemented a strategy, so you know where you're at, you feel proud about what you've done, you've taken advice and you've put a process in place to make sure that you are keeping yourself on track and knowing what to track in that process. It's about now making sure that you have a plan in place so that if you do go off track, you know exactly what to do and do very quickly. So here it's about making sure that you're not getting to the end of the month and panicking about that bill, but you've already put a plan in place to make sure that you can pay it. Making sure that you have got a plan in place for any eventuality in your business, that your financials are sound, safe, secure, and you are still going to achieve the profit that you desire. So I'd like to dive into the process here in a little bit more detail and share one of the steps here with you. So let's say now you know where you are and you've established the financial situation and you've put a goal in and a target in of what you want to achieve. And you're thinking, maybe I'd like to step off the salon tools. So I need to make sure that there's enough income coming into my business without me cutting clients' hair. Or maybe you're thinking that you'd like to achieve a target of increasing your team's salary. Whatever it is, it's about making sure you've got a process in place to know what the key performance indicators are for your team and for your salon, to assess this as you're going along this journey. And the problem with this, often salon owners don't really have any idea, or they have a few things that they know they need to check. They need to track. So, for example, they might know how much money they need to take at the end of every month or 4 weeks. They might have an idea of what their team need to take to cover their wages. But here we're talking about achieving the profit that you desire. So it's about making these targets to the goal that you want to achieve. So we do this with another 4-step system beginning with K's, and it's all here about the KPIs. As I said earlier, key performance indicators that show how well your salon is doing and how well your team are performing. So the first KPI is KPI 1. And what do I mean here? Well, here I'm talking about the indicators for your salon reaching its salon target. And often here it's the small components of your salon that make up this bigger target. And that's what I'm going to share with you a little bit later on. What does KPI 2 mean? Well, here I'm talking about your team's targets and how do you create your team's targets to help them not just achieve their break even for them covering their costs, but achieve so they are earning a really good salary and they feel really valued within your team. The next KPI is KPI 3. And here it's about, once you know what your salon KPIs are, you know what your team KPIs are, is what do you do when your team achieve these KPIs? How do you know the correct time to promote your team, or how do you know the correct time to increase your salon prices? And this not only gives your team more motivation, but with their increase in salary and the revenue to your salon is going to help your business achieve more profit. And then the final KPI is all about knowledge. And we've all heard that saying that knowledge is power, right? Well, this is 100% true with the financials in your business. So here we teach our salon owners, what do they do with the knowledge that they have accumulated through going through the successful profit process? And what are the things that they should be spending their time on focusing on? And what are some of the other things that they could delegate to other people, so that it's freeing up a bit more time for you, the salon owner, to not only focus on the important jobs, but also to maybe have some of your life back or focus on other areas in your business to grow your business further. Okay, so let's dive into this KPI one. See, once our salon owners know exactly where they are financially, they've created a goal, and it's about putting these salon KPI performance indicators in place to make sure that they don't go off track. And to begin with, it is about monitoring this daily, then weekly. But if they see that it's going in the right direction, then the KPIs tell them immediately where they're going wrong. So if they're tracking them daily and they can see they're slightly going off track, then they can implement something straight away. But once they've got this process in place, potentially they will be able to go back to looking at this weekly, and they can delegate some of these jobs to other people, and they can look at it monthly. It's a bit like a car dashboard. That car dashboard provides you with really essential information about your car's speed, the fuel gauge you've got, how much fuel you've got left for your journey, the temperature of your engine, and other really crucial metrics that serve as indicators of how well your car is performing. And this is exactly like your salon. When you have put KPIs in place for your salon, then very quickly you can see exactly what ones are working and what ones aren't working. And it gives you insights into the productivity and performance of your salon. Like that car dashboard, it helps the driver make informed decisions while driving. Those KPIs in your salon are going to enable all of you, your team and yourself, to monitor the progress and identify those areas for improvement. And it's going to give you decisions very, very quickly as to what you need to do to drive your salon forward towards that end goal. And wouldn't you agree that, a bit like a car, if the car gauge showed it was running out of fuel, you would then stop and refuel and then continue your journey? And the same is with your salon KPIs. When you see there is a warning, you can stop, re-engage with your team, or re-engage with where things are going wrong so that you can make those changes. You can take action and then get back to the work to achieve your target. See, without having gone off course really too far, you may go off course slightly, but you wouldn't have gone off course way out of direction. You'll very easily get back into achieving your goal. And this is what has led my own salon to achieve above 40K months, and with only 4.5 stylists, and just in a little village in Surrey. And if you can have the desire, you can achieve this too. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you want to learn more, then make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be posting on here regularly, going through my whole process of what I teach my salon owners. And go away now, maybe look at some KPIs that you can create for your business, for your salon, for your team, and potentially looking at, once they've achieved these KPIs, how you can start promoting your team. And I'm going to see you in the next video.